right, family. Shalom. Shabbat shalom.
Shalom.
Everybody have a good week. Anybody want to share something this week? No? Yeah? No? Regular? Just regular week?
Regular.
All right. Thank the Most High for another day. We're going to go into, we did one before on the righteous woman, but we're going to go into the righteous man. Kind of following up with Thursday's lesson about parenting, and I'm just going into the righteous man and dealing with, some of the things that the righteous man deal with from family or just your day-to-day walk, and the things that righteous men before us was going through, and how we could better ourselves in just the decisions that we make on a day-to-day to serve the Most High God the right way, and making sure that we got our mind, spirit right toward the Most High. And maybe this could help, whether it's our members or people that watch us, as far as what to look for in the righteous man, because everyone has their different examples of, she's a strong woman, he's a strong man, you got to be a man, you got to be like. Everyone has these different outlooks on how they think people should be, right? And for the children too, what you should be aspiring to be according to this word when it comes to being a man or a woman. So let's get into it. Let's go to Matthew chapter 19 and verse 28. Let's start there. Let's get that.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 19 and verse 28. And Yeshua said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel.
Now, we want to be following him in the regeneration, right? What's to come. And a lot of people just casting them away, no matter the age group. It's children, it's elderly. A lot of people taking a chance. We take a chance on our day-to-day life with things like, man, if I don't go to work today, they might fire me. I'm in the probation period, things like that. And we're taking a chance with something serious here as mankind. People think that they could play with this, as we talk about every day. Let's finish reading.
Verse 29. And every one that hath forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold, and shall inherit everlasting life.
So, you must be following. Go to Matthew chapter 10. No. We're going to read the next verse, but we should know that the Most High got to come first in your life, right? No matter who you lose, no matter they think you're weird, no matter if you just kind of too hard on me, regardless of whatever is said, the Most High got to be the number one thing in your life, right? A higher over everything. You got to have the Most High first, because the Most High give you protection too out here. Things that, that people don't even think about. You wonder why you just missed the accident. You wonder why you left this situation earlier. You wonder why he kept you here, just in ways he protects you that we can't even really think about. Let's read that next verse.
Verse 30. But many that are first shall be last, and the last shall be first.
Matthew chapter 10. We was going into this the other day, on Thursday. Let's start at verse 34. No, let's start it at verse 32.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 10 and verse 32. Whosoever therefore shall confess me before men, him will I confess also before my Father which is in heaven.
Mm-hmm.
But whosoever shall deny me before men, him will I also deny before my Father which is in heaven. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword.
So he came to bring some division. Who's on his side, right? Read the next verse.
For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's foes shall be they of his own household.
So this division, you gotta stay on the path, right? It might get a little troubling, might feel hard. Man, well, maybe I could get my kid back. Maybe I get my mom back. Maybe if I just stop this true stuff, I get my old life back. Nope. Sorry. You in a covenant, you in a contract with the Most High. He ain't gonna forget about his contract. Nah, you go wait for this for your child, your mom, your wife, your ex-girlfriend. You miss so much. She want the world. And maybe if I just, nope, you gonna get spanked. Remember we was bringing out, can a man take fire in his bosom and not get burned? On what's that? Proverbs chapter 6. We was bringing out Thursday. Like, can you go deal with a woman that's wicked, and then you think that you ain't gonna get messed up? See it time and time again, right? Someone go back to a situation that wasn't good for them. 6 months later, a year later, it's back again. Jezebel back again, or the wicked. I can't think of someone wicked. Well, right now in the scriptures a lot, but or the wicked brother is back again, right? And you going through it all over again. Now you gotta get strengthened all the way back up. So keeping the Most High first. Let's read some more.
Verse 37. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me.
So that sound hard, right? Always telling my children, always tell my son, you need to be finding you a woman that love the Most High more than she love you. Right? When you get older, you need to be finding you a woman that love the Most High, because why? That's her foundation. You ain't gonna be having to do all the things people be doing in the media, jumping on the women and doing all this crazy stuff, right? She gonna check herself about the Most High. Same with you. You gonna take care of your wife and your children according to how the Most High God wants you to take care of them. That's just one example. Let's finish reading.
And he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me.
So you gotta stay down, right? You gotta stay down. You probably giving someone something and you just expected them to act, just to appreciate you a little bit, right? He say he giving you eternal life. Nothing's better than that. There's nothing you could think of that's better than that. Immortality. So look, he that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me, and he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. So we got to make sure that following the Most High God. This lesson is going to be on the righteous man. Let's go to Luke chapter 2, and also how people raising their children. If they love the Most High God, they're going to raise their children. They're going to treat their friends and family according to this word. And once you wake up, maybe you wasn't always like that, right? We wasn't always how we are today, but we striving to keep that. And people be hating on you. They don't want you to keep that. Man, go back to your old way. You hating. You don't want me to get the kingdom, right? Just stay out my face. I ain't worried, you know. But that darkness hate the light. Let's go Luke. Let's start at 2:40.
The book of Luke, chapter 2, and verse 40. And the child grew and waxed strong in spirit, filled with wisdom, and the grace of God was upon him. Now his parents went to Jerusalem every year at the feast of the Passover. And when he was 12 years old, they went up to Jerusalem after the custom of the feast. And when they had fulfilled the days, as they returned, the child Yeshua tarried behind in Jerusalem. And Joseph and his mother knew not of it. But they, supposing him to have been in the company, went a day's journey, and they sought him among their kinsfolk and acquaintance. And when they found him not, they turned back again to Jerusalem seeking him. And it came to pass that after 3 days they found him in the temple, sitting in the midst of the doctors, both hearing them and asking them questions. And all that heard him were astonished at his understanding and answers. And when they saw him, they were amazed. And his mother said unto him, Son, why hast thou thus dealt with us? Behold, thy father and I have sought thee sorrowing. And he said unto them, How is it that ye sought me? Wist ye not that I must be about my father's business?
So, look, while they were looking for him, he was about his God's business. He was about the Most High's business. And we got to be about our Father's business at all times. So easy to get off the path for the righteous man, right? You got everything. You got so many distractions to take you off the path. You stop, I don't know, coming to Shabbat. You stop reading your word. You stop keeping commandments. It becomes a fad thing for you. It becomes, okay, I gotta wear fringes. It's Passover time. You go to Shabbat every day, but you don't got no brotherly, sisterly love. You just slowly get off the path of what this was all about, right? This race ain't for the swift. It's for the ones this is a marathon. Go to Proverbs 24:16.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 24, and verse 16. For a just man falleth 7 times, and riseth up again, but the wicked shall fall into mischief.
Read that again.
For a just man falleth 7 times, and riseth up again, but the wicked shall fall into mischief.
So, a wicked man, or a just man, you gonna fall. You gonna go through it. You gonna keep rising up. You gotta keep rising up. But the wicked, they just gonna fall into mischief, no matter what. A just man, you gonna keep falling, but you gotta get back up. Come on, Craig, you gotta get up. Let's go to Isaiah 33. You gotta get up though. It's not gonna always be easy. You gotta always. We was talking about that I think 2 weeks ago about just life. 1 minute. You just going good, you smiling every day, then that storm come, right? It's always that storm right over there. That storm always coming. So you gotta just weather the storm. You gotta just weather the storm, stay strong, and then you get strengthened up. Then they be like, you never go through nothing. Nope, I'm just not gonna be moping around you, make you feel sorry and mad and sad for me and wanna put that misery on you. Nope. I'm not going to do it. That's how you got to be. Most High don't want you just going around. Give it to him. Isaiah 33, let's start at 15.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 33, and verse 15. He that walketh righteously and speaketh uprightly, he that despiseth...
No, brother. Salaki. Start at verse 14.
Isaiah 33, and verse 14. The sinners in Zion are afraid. Fearfulness have suppressed the hypocrites. Who among us shall dwell with devouring fire? Who among us shall dwell with everlasting burnings? He that walketh righteously and speaketh uprightly, he that despiseth the gain of oppressions, that shaketh his hands from holding of bribes, that stoppeth his ears from hearing of blood, and shutteth his eyes from seeing evil.
You staying away from the wicked, right? Let's finish reading.
He shall dwell on high. His place of defense shall be the munitions of rocks. Bread shall be given him. His waters shall be sure. Thine eyes shall see the king in his beauty. They shall behold the land that is very far off.
You're going to see New Jerusalem. You're going to see the Most High and his son. You're going to see the kingdom, right? You're going to see it. Go to Proverbs chapter 2. Let's start at verse 5.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 2 and verse 5. Then shalt thou understand the fear of the Most High, and find the knowledge of God.
Why? What is the beginning of wisdom? What's the beginning of knowledge? Anybody?
Fear the Most High.
Fear the Lord, right? You can jot that down. Right in Proverbs 1 and 7. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Let's keep it going.
Verse 6. For the Lord giveth wisdom. Out of his mouth cometh knowledge and understanding. He layeth up sound wisdom for the righteous.
So the righteous have wisdom. Remember, the what is it? The wisdom of the wicked is not knowledge. Hold that. Let's get that precept. It's Ecclesiasticus. Just to get it for you real quick. What's that? 19 and 19 and 22, I think. 1922. Bring that out.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 19 and verse 22. The knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom.
It's not. Let's go back to Proverbs chapter 2. But the knowledge of the Most High, that's what we want. Read that again.
Verse 7. He layeth up sound wisdom for the righteous. He is a buckler to them that walk uprightly.
So he's your shield when you go into the Strongs, right? Buckler is a shield. He's a shield to them that walk uprightly. That's why it was so big on telling our children and just people that's tiptoeing with the Most High. You need that shield, right? You need that protection because he's gonna always bring you back. Times get hard. Whether you're going through it, he bring you back, right? Some people out here, they walk around with no protection. They think that their weaponry is carnal, right? Like what's that in Corinthians where he says the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. A lot of people in this world, their weapons are carnal, taking everything into their own hands. All the weapons in the world, all the money in the world, everything they get, right? And just saying, the Most High. But you're not going to live forever. You can't predict what the traffic going to be like today. You can't predict what storm is coming, what sickness might come, all these things, right? But the Most High protects us. He is a buckler to them that walk uprightly. Let's finish reading.
Verse 8. He keepeth the paths of judgment and preserveth the way of his saints.
See?
Then shalt thou understand righteousness and judgment and equity. Yea, every good path.
Every good path.
When wisdom entereth into thine heart, and knowledge is pleasant unto thy soul, discretion shall preserve thee. Understanding shall keep thee.
Man, time and time, I have to keep going over this, family, because the wisdom, the ruach, really give you wisdom. People think they so smart. They think they so smart. They might be smart on how to get things in the world, but this real wisdom of knowing what's to come next, right? That spiritual discretion, that can only come from the Most High. Finish reading.
Verse 12. To deliver thee from the way of the evil man, from the man that speaketh forward things, who leave the paths of uprightness to walk in the ways of darkness.
You in the dark world. You need that spiritual protection.
Who rejoice to do evil and delight in the forwardness of the wicked, whose ways are crooked, and they forward in their paths. To deliver thee from the strange woman, even from the stranger which flattereth with her words.
Better stay away from her. Go to let's go to Romans chapter 5. So it's, matter of fact, go Romans 5, but go to Ecclesiastes 27. You have to, if you don't stay with the Most High, you done. That's all we basically bringing home today for the righteous man. You have to have the Most High God.
Romans what?
We're going to go to Romans 5, but first we're going to Ecclesiasticus 27 and verse 3.
Book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 27 and verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
It reads, unless a man hold himself diligently in the fear of the Lord, his house shall soon be overthrown.
So, men not putting the Most High first. Walk around with chaos. No respect in the house. Just craziness going on. And they say, look, if you don't hold yourself diligently in the fear of the Lord, his house shall soon be overthrown. Man, we got to stay on it, right? We got to stay on it. Especially like we was talking about Thursday again. Just bringing back those that go off the path, right? If we just keep our faith right, people know what you believing on. You didn't really sow a lot of wickedness, so those that go veer off the path could come back, right? They know what you standing on. You give them something to come back. They know what you was teaching, right? They know deep down in their conscience, they know what time it is. People that know you, whether in your house, out your house, family, they know, they see light over there, but pray the Most High bring them back all the time, like we was bringing out. Let's go to chapter 5 in Romans. You can start there from the top.
The book of Romans, chapter 5 and verse 1. Therefore, being justified by faith, we have peace with God through our Lord Yeshua Christ, by whom also we have access by faith into this grace wherein we stand, and rejoice in hope of the glory of the Most High. And not only so, but we glory in tribulations also, knowing that tribulation worketh patience.
So if you go through some things, righteous man, look, tribulation worketh patience. So it's working on your patience right now. You gonna be patient and just strengthened up, or you gonna fall victim? You gonna switch up your whole program because you're going through something? Let's finish reading.
And patience, experience.
So now you got the patience, right? You got through it. So now you got experience in that. You went through that. Now you got some experience up under you, right? And now what you got?
And experience, hope.
So now you've been through some things over and over. You kept the faith. You went through, you had to have patience. You got through it. Now that's experience. Now you got hope. Now you know what? Better days gonna come. Next verse.
Verse 5. And hope maketh not ashamed.
Look, you're not tripping. Some people can't go through what you're going through. They might be stressed out, right? But now you like, look, hope maketh not ashamed. I got hope. I'm not tripping. Finish reading.
And hope maketh not ashamed, because the love of God is shed abroad in our hearts by the Holy Spirit, which is given unto us.
1 Peter chapter 3. And let's go verse 12.
The book of 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 12. For the eyes of the Lord are over the righteous, and his ears are open unto their prayers.
Remember, because the Lord don't hear what? Anybody? Con, let's get that real quick for your note. What's that? 28:9 Proverbs.
It's a cutter, a deeper cut. I think John 9:30, 31.
Go ahead, get them both. Con.
I'm gonna go to John 9:31, quick precept. Now we know that God heareth not the sinners. Proverbs 28 and verse 9. He that turneth away his ear from hearing the law, even his prayer shall be abomination.
Con.
Can you repeat that? Proverbs what?
Proverbs 28 and verse 9. First Peter chapter 3 and verse 12. For the eyes of the Lord are over the righteous, and his ears are open unto their prayers. but the face of the Lord is against them that do evil.
Lord do not love your wicked self.
Uh.
We be, man, we'll leave it there. Finish reading.
And who is he that will harm you if ye be followers of that which is good?
Mm-hmm.
And if ye suffer for righteousness' sake.
Look, you keeping it righteous and they messing with you, right? You suffer for righteous' sake, right? Uh-huh.
Happy are ye, and be not afraid of their terror, neither be troubled.
Mm-hmm.
But sanctify the Lord God in your hearts, and be ready always to give an answer to every man that speaketh you a reason of the hope that is in you,
Mm-hmm.
with meekness and fear.
Check that out. Man, I don't know how you be handling that. I don't know how you going through that. I don't know. Man, if that was me, man, you better than me. You could easily go tear something up, right? People throw their life away every minute in this world. Every minute. And then be a man, if that was me, and then they ain't gonna come visit you. They ain't gonna take care of your kids, something happen to you. They ain't gonna come to your grave. They not gonna send you no money in the jail. Look, you go jump out, you just gonna crash out, right? Nah, you just have hope. Man, I'm not tripping on that. Cause that smoke is gonna clear. Finish reading.
Verse 16. Having a good conscience, that whereas they speak evil of you,
Mm-hmm.
as of evildoers, they may be ashamed that falsely accuse your good conversation in Christ.
Why? Cause you in this you believing in that Bible. You still believing in that stuff? All that stuff, right? Because your conversation in Christ. Let's just keep going.
Verse 17. For it is better, if the will of God be so, that ye suffer for well-doing than for evil-doing.
Mm-hmm. You better be going through it because you doing what's right than you doing what's wrong. You doing what's right and you still got protection. They doing what's wrong and they don't got no protection. What's gonna help you get through that? Allah got so much people in jail, so many Israelites in jail. Man, please. Let's go to let's go to 2 Timothy 2:22.
The book of 2 Timothy, chapter 2, and verse 22. Flee also youthful lusts.
Hold on. Flee youthful lust. So this a youthful thing, right? When we be letting the lust get the best of us. Flee youthful lust. It's youthful lust.
But follow righteousness, faith, charity, peace with them that call on the Lord out of a pure heart.
Read that part again.
Flee also youthful lusts, but follow righteousness, faith, charity, peace with them that call on the Lord out of a pure heart. But foolish and unlearned questions avoid, knowing that they do gender strifes. And the servant of the Lord must not strive, but be gentle unto all men, apt to teach, patient, in meekness, instructing those that oppose themselves.
And that's not an easy thing, especially, but be gentle unto all men, apt to teach. You gotta definitely, your spirit definitely gotta change walking this walk, right? Because people, we'll leave it at that. Let's finish reading.
If God peradventure will give them repentance to the acknowledging of the truth, and that they may recover themselves out of the snare of the devil, who are taken captive by him at his will.
The devil having a hold on a lot of people. Go to Ecclesiasticus. Let's go to Proverbs 22. Just back on the righteous man, kind of linking in with Thursday with the parenting, right? And just what some of us might be dealing with. Just training them up, trying to train them up in the way. Because some come back, I mean, look at how the Most High look at us, right? He give us breath of life. We go off crazy in this world and then bring us back, whether in your some 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, wherever it's at, you know. But read that verse.
Proverbs 22 and verse 6. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it.
When he is what?
When he is old.
So when you get old enough, come back to the Most High God. Hopefully he have mercy on you to where you can, you know, get back. If you bearing off out there, you get to an age you like, all that stuff was for nothing. All that stuff you was doing, it didn't mean nothing. Half the people not gonna be around. Give me time, they don't call me. They don't care about me. They don't support me. Ecclesiastes 32 and 22. But you always got this. You always got the Most High.
You said 32 and 22?
Huh.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 32 and verse 22. And beware of thine own children.
Beware of thine own children. You gotta beware of thine own children.
In every good work, trust thy own soul.
Mm-hmm.
For this is the keeping of the commandments.
Mm-hmm.
He that believeth in the Lord taketh heed to the commandment.
No, you don't just you take heed to the commandments, right? The commandments. Remember we was saying that the commandments in this law, he put the law in your heart. Like it's gotta be a way of life for you. Like you gotta not want to do wicked things no more. You know, and that's what's going on. A lot of people, it's not really in their heart to keep these commandments. It's not cool to them. It's not I don't know. Y'all probably know more slang than me now. I don't. About
Rewarding enough.
It's not rewarding. It's not. Yeah, I mean, it's not rewarding. It's not hip. It's not the world, right? You basically saying I'm not with that, and it's like you weird. Because why? You not of this world. Like the what's that? John chapter 14? We just bring that out last Shabbat. I think it was John 14, yeah. So,
I'm looking at this verse 17. A sinful man would not be reproved, but findeth an excuse according to his will.
every time.
I can't do that. I can't make it.
Every time. And this is why we just bringing out this for the righteous man. Like it, whatever, if you going through, the challenging, challenging things of staying on the righteous path, like this stuff it's normal, right? It's normal. Let's finish that sentence.
Come. Verse 24. He that believeth in the Lord taketh heed to the commandment, and he that trusteth in him shall fare never the worse.
Mm-hmm. Take heed to the commandments. Colossians chapter 3. I'll say that for the back end. Let's go to 2 Samuel chapter 13. We're gonna read a lot. Let's go to 2 Samuel chapter 13. Because King David was going through a lot, right? His daughter got raped. Then his son wanted to go. His daughter was raped by his daughter was raped by his son. Son raped his sister, and then his other son wanted to kill his half brother who did this, right? So he was gonna tear up the whole kingdom over this. So reading this, things written aforetime, written for our learning, David went through a lot, right? David went through a lot in his life, but he still was staying down for the Most High. He did unrighteous murder, being he was a king. He did many good things, and he fell short. His family was going against each other, people trying to always take the kingdom, dealing with the different women. But all in all, you see that he had that fear of the Most High to always correct himself. He always had his faith right. He always came back to the Most High every time. Let's go to 2 Samuel 13 and let's start at verse 10.
the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 13, and verse 10. And Amnon said unto Tamar, bring the meat into the chamber, that I may eat of thine hand. And Tamar took the cakes which he had made, and which she had made, and brought them into the chamber to Amnon her brother. And when she had brought them unto him to eat, he took hold of her, and said unto her, come lie with me, my sister. And she answered him, nay, my brother, do not force me, for no such thing ought to be done in Israel. Do not this folly. And I, whither shall I cause my shame to go? And as for thee, thou shalt be as one of the fools in Israel. Now therefore I pray thee, speak unto the king, for he will not withhold me from thee. Howbeit he would not hearken unto her voice, but being stronger than she, forced her and laid with her. Then Amnon hated her exceedingly, so that the hatred wherewith he hated her was greater than the love wherewith he had loved her. And Amnon said unto her, arise, be gone.
So he gonna take something and say, man, get up out of here.
And she said unto him, there is no cause. This evil in sending me away is greater than the other that thou didst unto me. But he would not hearken unto her. Then he called his servant that ministered unto him, and said, put now this woman out from me, and bolt the door after her. And she had a garment of diverse colors upon her. For with such robes were the king's daughters that were virgins' apparel. Then his servant brought her out, and bolted the door after her. And Tamar put ashes on her head, and rent her garment of diverse colors that was on her, and laid her hand on her head, and went on crying. And Absalom, her brother, said unto her, hath Amnon thy brother been with thee? But hold now. Go ahead.
So big bro come in like, hold on. Did Ammon do something to you?
But hold now thy peace, my sister. He is thy brother. Regard not this thing. So Tamar remained desolate in her brother Absalom's house. But when King David heard of all these things, he was very wroth. And Absalom spake unto his brother Amnon, neither good nor bad. For Absalom hated Amnon, because he had forced his sister Tamar. And it came to pass after 2 full years that Absalom had sheep shears in Baal Hazor, which is beside Ephraim. And Absalom invited all the king's sons.
Absalom wanted some get back for this. 2 years later, right?
And Absalom came to the king and said, behold now, thy servant hath the sheep shears. Let the king, I beseech thee, and his servants go with thy servant. And the king said to Absalom, nay, my son, let us not all now go, lest we be chargeable unto thee. And he pressed him. Howbeit, he would not go, but blessed him. Then said Absalom, if not, I pray thee, let my brother Amnon go with us. And the king said unto him, why should he go with thee?
Let him come with us. I got plans for him, right? He got a secret plan for him,
But Absalom pressed him that he let Amnon and all the king's sons go with him. Now Absalom had commanded his servant, saying, mark ye now when Absalom's heart, when Amnon's heart is merry with wine. And when I say unto you, smite Amnon, then kill him. Fear not. Have not I commanded you? Be courageous and valiant. And the servants of Absalom did unto Amnon as Absalom had commanded. Then all the king's sons arose, and every man gat him upon his mule and fled. And it came to pass while they were in the way, that tidings came to David, saying, Absalom hath slain all the king's sons, and there is not one of them left. Then the king arose and tore his garments and lay on the earth, and all his servants stood by with their clothes rent. And Jonadab, the son of Shemiah, David's brother, answered and said, let not my lord suppose that they have slain all the young men, the king's sons. for Amnon only is dead. For by the appointment of Absalom, this hath been determined from the day that he forced his sister Tamar.
He been planning this since he went in there and did that. He been plotting against his half brother. That's what the scriptures say, right? His half brother. Finish reading.
Now therefore, let not my lord the king take the thing to his heart, to think that all the king's sons are dead, for Amnon only is dead. But Absalom fled, and the young men that kept the watch lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, there came much people by the way of the hillside behind him. And Jonadab said unto the king, Behold, the king's sons come, as thy servant said, so it is. And it came to pass, as soon as he had made an end of speaking, that behold, the king's sons came and lifted up their voice and wept. And the king also and all his servants wept very sore. But Absalom fled and went to Talmai, the son of Ammihud, the king of Geshur. And David mourned for his son every day. And Absalom fled and went to Geshur and was there 3 years. And the soul of King David longed to go forth unto Absalom, for he was comforted concerning Amnon, seeing he was dead.
So, you going through all this, King David. Right now, your children is tripping. So, read chapters 13 through 16 on your own time. We're going to get a little bit, but we're going to go to chapter 15. But then David's right-hand man, Joab, right? He finally find Absalom. He get him because Absalom done turned the whole empire. He even got people on his side versus King David. So it just all came like a whirlwind. But the point is that David never stopped making the Most High, keeping him as his buckler, right? Keeping him as his high tower, keeping him as number one in his life. Let's start at verse 15 from the top.
Chapter 15, verse 15?
Chapter 15, so like in verse 1.
Come.
After Absalom. Yeah, let's read that.
2 Samuel chapter 15, verse 1. And it came to pass after this, that Absalom prepared him chariots and horses, and 50 men to run before him. And Absalom rose up early and stood beside the way of the gate. And it was so that when any man that had a controversy came to the king for judgment, then Absalom called unto them and said, Of what city art thou? And he said, Thy servant is one of the tribes of Israel. And Absalom said unto him, See, thy matters are good and right, but there is no man deputed of the king to hear thee. Absalom said, Moreover, Oh, that I were made judge in the land, that every man which hath any suit or cause might come unto me, and I would do him justice. And it was so, that when any man came nigh to him to do his obeisance, he put forth his hand and took him and kissed him. And on this manner did Absalom to all Israel that came to the king for judgment. So Absalom stole the hearts of the men of Israel.
So he stole the hearts of the men of Israel. He turned his kingdom upside down.
And it came to pass after 40 years that Absalom said unto the king, I pray thee, let me go and pay my vow, which I have vowed unto the Lord in Hebron. For thy servant vowed a vow while I abode at Geshur in Syria, saying, If the Lord shall bring me again indeed to Jerusalem, then I will serve the Lord. And the king said unto him, Go in peace. So he arose and went to Hebron. And Absalom sent spies throughout all the tribes of Israel, saying, As soon as ye hear the sound of the trumpet, then ye shall say, Absalom reigneth in Hebron. And with Absalom went 200 men out of Jerusalem that were called. And they went in their simplicity, and they knew not anything. And Absalom sent for Ahithophel, the Gilonite, David's counselor, from his city, even from Gilo, which he offered sacrifices. And the conspiracy was strong, for the people increased continually with Absalom. And there came a messenger to David, saying, The hearts of the men of Israel are after Absalom. And David said unto all his servants that were with him at Jerusalem, Arise and let us flee, for we shall not else escape from Absalom.
Let's go to chapter 18. Let's go to 18 and 5. So Absalom running around, tearing up the whole kingdom behind this, right? And to the point where David's right-hand man is kind of like, look, how much we gonna just let him keep doing this? You know what? I gotta step in. We gotta do something, because David do not want to have his son put down. And he willing to tear the whole kingdom up and just let it happen. Go to verse 5.
2 Samuel 18 and 5. And the king commanded Joab and Abishai and Ittai, saying, Deal gently for my sake with the young man, even with Absalom. And all the people heard when the king gave all the captains charge concerning Absalom.
Look, just deal with him lightly. That's what King David's saying, right, man? That's my son. Don't tear him up.
So the people went out into the field against Israel, and the battle was in the wood of Ephraim, where the people of Israel were slain before the servants of David. And there was there a great slaughter that day of 20,000 men, for the battle was there scattered over the face of all the country. And the wood devoured more people that day than the sword devoured. And Absalom met the servants of David, and Absalom rode upon a mule, and the mule went under the thick boughs of a great oak, and his head caught hold of the oak. And he was taken up between the heaven and the earth, and the mule that was under him went away. And a certain man saw it and told Joab and said, Behold, I saw Absalom hanged in an oak. And Joab said unto the man that told him, And behold, thou sawest him, and why didst thou not smite him there to the ground? And I would have given thee 10 shekels of silver and a girdle.
So Joab like, look, why you didn't do that? Finish reading.
And the man said unto Joab, Though I should receive 1,000 shekels of silver in mine hand, yet would I not put forth mine hand against the king's son. For in our hearings the king charged thee, and Abishai, and Ittai, saying, Beware that none touch the young man Absalom. Otherwise I should have wrought falsehood against mine own life. For there is no matter hid from the king, and thou thyself wouldest have set thyself against me. Then said Joab, I may not tarry thus with thee. And he took 3 darts in his hand, and thrust them through the heart of Absalom, while he was yet alive in the midst of the oak. And 10 young men that were bare Joab's armor compassed about and smote Absalom and slew. And Joab blew the trumpet, and the people returned from pursuing after Israel, for Joab held back the people. And they took Absalom and cast him into a great pit in the wood, and laid a very great heap of stones upon him. And all Israel fled every one to his tent. Now Absalom in his lifetime had taken and reared. Now Absalom in his lifetime had taken and reared up for himself a pillar, which is in the king's dale. For he said, I have no son to keep my name in remembrance. And he called the pillar after his own name. And it is called unto this day Absalom's place. Then said Ahimaaz, the son of Zadok, Let me now run and bear the king's tidings, how that the Lord hath avenged him of his enemies. And Joab said unto him, Thou shalt not bear tidings this day, but thou shalt bear tidings another day. But this day thou shalt bear no tidings, because the king's son is dead. Then Joab to Cushai, Go tell the king what thou hast seen. And Cushai bowed himself unto Joab and ran.
Look, go tell him that he dead.
Then said Ahimaaz, the son of Zadok, yet again to Joab, But howsoever, let me, I pray thee, also run after Cushai. And Joab said, Wherefore wilt thou run, my son, seeing that thou hast no tidings ready? But howsoever, said he, let me run. And he said unto him, Run. Then Ahimaaz ran by the way of the plain and overran Cushai. And David sat between the two gates, and the watchman went up to the roof over the gate unto the wall, and lifted up his eyes, and looked, and behold, a man running alone. And the watchman cried, and told the king. And the king said, If he be alone, there is tidings in his mouth. And he came apace, and drew near. And the watchman saw another man running. And the watchman called unto the porter, and said, Behold, another man running alone. And the king said, He also bringeth tidings. And the watchman said, Methinketh the runner of the foremost is like the running of Ahimaaz, the son of Zadok. And the king said, He is a good man, and cometh with good tidings.
Hold on, yeah, that looked like the son of Zadok. Here, yeah, that's him.
And Ahimaaz called and said unto the king, All is well. And he fell down to the earth upon his face before the king, and said, Blessed be the Lord thy God, which hath delivered up the men that lifted up their hand against my lord the king. And the king said, Is the young man Absalom safe?
Is my son safe?
And Ahimaaz answered, When Joab sent the king's servant, and me thy servant, I saw a great tumult, but I knew not what it was. And the king said unto him, Turn aside and stand here. And he turned aside and stood still. And behold, Cushai came. And Cushai said, Tidings, my lord, the king. For the Lord hath avenged thee this day of all them that rose up against thee. And the king said unto Cushai, Is the young man Absalom safe? And Cushai answered, The enemies of my lord the king, and all that rise against thee to do thee hurt, be as that young man is. And the king was much moved, and went up to the chamber over the gate, and wept. And as he went, thus he said, O my son Absalom, my son Absalom, why God I had died for thee. O Absalom, my son, my son.
Go to the next chapter.
Chapter 19, verse 1. And it was told Joab, Behold, the king weepeth and mourneth for Absalom. And the victory that day was turned into mourning unto all the people. For the people heard say that day how the king was grieved for his son. And the people gat them by stealth that day into the city, as people being ashamed steal away when they flee in a battle.
So some is like, well, man, we feel good that now we get some peace around here, but we can't really be excited because it's King David's son that we had to get.
But the king covered his face, and the king cried with a loud voice, O my son Absalom, O Absalom, my son, my son. And Joab came into the house to the king, and said, Thou hast shamed this day the faces of all thy servants, which this day.
Joab coming there, man, look, King David, you over here, you shaming the people for what they did, because they had to do it to your son that was terrorizing everything, right? Finish reading.
Thou hast shamed this day the faces of all thy servants, which this day have saved thy life, and the lives of thy sons and of thy daughters, and the lives of thy wives, and the lives of thy concubines, and that thou lovest thine enemies, and hated thy friends.
So look, you love your enemies and hate your friends, it seemed like.
For thou hast declared this day that thou regardest neither princes nor servants. For this day I perceive that if Absalom had lived, and all we had died this day, then it had pleased thee well.
Look, you need to get up off that weeping, man. If it was the other way around, you would have been okay with that, it seemed like.
Now therefore arise, go forth and speak comfortably unto thy servants. For I swear by the Lord, if thou go not forth, there will not tarry one with thee this night. And that will be worse unto thee than all the evil that befell thee from the youth until now.
Look, you better get up and fix this. You better be strong, man. Get up.
Then the king arose and sat in the gate. And they told unto all the people, saying, Behold, the king doth sit in the gate. And all the people came before the king.
What he gonna say? What you think he gonna say?
For Israel hath fled every man to his tent. And all the people were at strife throughout all the tribes of Israel, saying, The king saved us out of the hand of our enemies, and he delivered us out of the hand of the Philistines. And now he is fled out of the land for Absalom. And Absalom, whom we anointed over us, is dead in battle. Now therefore, why speak ye not a word of bringing the king back? And King David said to Zadok and to Abiathar the priest, saying, Speak unto the elders of Judah, saying, Why are ye the last to bring thee the king back to his house? Seeing the speech of all Israel is come to the king, even to his house. Ye are my brethren, ye are my bones and my flesh. Wherefore then are ye the last to bring back the kings, and say ye to Amasa, Art thou not of my bone and of my flesh? God do so to me, and more also, if thou be not captain of the host before me continually in the room of Joab. And he bowed the heart of all the men of Judah, even as the heart of one man. So that they sent this word unto the king, Return thou and all thy servants. So the king returned and came to Jordan, and Judah came to Gilgal to go meet the king, to conduct the king over Jordan.
All right, let's go to Colossians 3. Let's wrap it up. So, as we see, it's things that you got to deal with as righteous man, things that come from a blind side, right? And how you going to hold it together? How you going to keep it all together? You want to serve the Lord, prepare thyself for temptation. You know, you're going to have to get your, what he said, what was we reading earlier? Patience, experience, hope. But he got you every time. You just got to wait on him. Go 3 and let's start at 20.
The book of Colossians, chapter 3 and verse 20. Children.
No, let's start at 17, Slaki.
Verse 17. And whatsoever ye do in word or deed, do all in the name of the Lord Yeshua, giving thanks to God and the Father by him. Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands, as it is fit in the Lord. Husbands, love your wives, and be not bitter against them. Children, obey your parents in all things, for this is well-pleasing unto the Lord. Fathers, provoke not your children to anger, lest they be discouraged. Servants, obey in all things your masters according to the flesh, not with eye service as men pleasers, but in singleness of heart, fearing God. And whatsoever ye do, do it heartily, as the Lord and not unto men, knowing that of the Lord ye shall receive the reward of the inheritance. For ye serve the Lord Christ. But he that doeth wrong shall receive for the wrong which he hath done. And there is no respect of persons.
That means if you doing foul, he's no respecter of person. So with that, you know, just stay on the path no matter what for the men, and just reading these things written aforetime, written for our learning, especially David's life, Solomon's life, the many kings, the righteous women, the wicked women, righteous men, wicked men, like all these different examples, right? There's so many different things in this word that we can go to with these, as we know, you know, these true history right here. So just stay on the righteous path to the Most High, and it'll work its way out. Lord's will be done. So let's pray out. I thank the Most High.
And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. And among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest. But the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart, and failing of eyes, and sorrow of mind. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shalt have none assurance of thy life. In the morning thou shalt say, Would God it were even, and at even thou shalt say, Would God it were morning, for the fear of thine heart wherewith thou shalt fear, and for the sight of thine eyes which thou shalt see. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. The word that came to Jeremiah from the Lord, saying, Thus speaketh the Lord God of Israel, saying, Write thee all the words that I have spoken unto thee in a book. For lo, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will bring again the captivity of my people Israel and Judah, saith the Lord. And I will cause them to return to the land that I gave to their fathers, and they shall afflict thee. And I will save her that halteth, and gather her that was driven out. And I will get them praise and fame in every land where they have been put to shame. At that time will I bring you again, even in the time that I gather you. For I will make you a name and a praise among